Hello, welcome to the Daily Dose of Pilzno. Continuing our discussion on the preparations for Shabbat based on the Sefer of the Pininei Halakha of Melamed. So today we're going to be talking about buying food for Shabbat. The Navi Yeshaya, there's a pasuk where it's written, "B'karata la Shabbat oneg." We should have oneg on Shabbat, joy, and from here we learn that we should be joyous on Shabbat. And Chazal say anyone who's particularly joyous on Shabbat, has this oneg on Shabbat, will be zocher to lots of different brachot. We know one of the special inyanim of Shabbat is that we have a neshama yetera, an extra neshama, and this kedusha of Shabbat should be manifest both in the neshama, in the ruchani type areas of Torah and Tefillah on Shabbat, and also this kedusha should be manifest in the gashmi areas of the Sudot Shabbat. So we should also be joyful in our Shabbat meals. What should a person buy for Shabbat? What types of foods? So there's no mitzvah necessarily to buy the most expensive food in the market. Everyone should buy food according to their means. So the idea is that people should buy nicer food for Shabbat than they normally eat during the week, each family according to what he's used to. If someone is in a situation where they don't have lots of parnasa, then he should make an effort to try and reduce discretionary expenses during the week so that he's able to afford some nicer food for Shabbat. The Gemara gives an example of at least someone can buy some small fish for Shabbat. Rav Melamed says there are people who spend a lot of their discretionary money on other pursuits, but when it comes to mitzvot, they're less. They expend less. Ideally, this should not be the case. Rather, if one has a certain amount of discretionary spending, then one should use as much of that as possible on mitzvot. And one of these mitzvot we're talking about is enhancing Shabbat with nice foods. Chachamim say that someone's parnasa is set on Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is decided in Shamayim how much parnasa one will get for the upcoming year, and therefore someone needs to be careful during the year, how they spend their money. Interestingly, one of the exceptions is on Hotzaot Shabbat, on expenses for Shabbat. Chazal say that if you spend more on expenses for Shabbat, then your parnasa will increase to cover those expenses for Shabbat. So, bearing that in mind, we should try, each person according to their own ability, should plan out how they'll be able to eat nicer foods on Shabbat, and if it means minimizing a little bit other expenses during the week, all the better. I wish everyone a wonderful day and a wonderful week.